Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for Wednesday, June 14th, if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's also a timeless reading. I am doing a series of inclusive decks, both tarot, mostly tarot, and some oracle decks for the month of June as Pride Month and Juneteenth. And I like the Everyday Witch Oracle so much, I'm going to use it again. I don't know, and it was kind of popular, and the images are so bright and bold and nice looking. Really easy images to identify with. So let's use it again. Alright, and I like to do a 3-card general collective message. Oh yeah, this one is bendy, I forgot. If I can get my hands around it. It's big, but it's bendy. Okay. One more time. And today's been a very interesting day. I don't know if I predicted this kind of day for, well, it's really, and it actually, you know, a lot of the days happen around you, you know, like you're okay, but everybody else is falling apart. That's kind of how it feels like today with me. I'm sort of like the glue or supporting role here, but nothing major is happening with me. Anyway, so sometimes we have days like that. Let's see what's happening tomorrow though. We've got affirmation for acceptance. Oh, it says fate. Yesterday we had a bit of fate going on. Okay, and nice. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones. Ground and center. And fire magic again. Okay, so the last time I used this deck, I think it was this deck, there was so much fire coming out, it felt like fire rituals were going to be in handy. Or maybe it wasn't this deck. Anyway, I'm also getting this need for validation, for people to say something to you, to make you feel good, and this message that you don't need other people's opinion to validate you. You need to just validate yourself, ground and center yourself. So let's zoom on in and see what else we get. So the affirmation for acceptance is under the air category, or under the air suit. And they're not exactly suits, but they're just categorized. And they have all 4 elements. And within each element, they have affirmations. They have different areas to focus on. So the affirmation for acceptance is what we're focusing on underneath the air category, and it's all about the serenity prayer. So a lot of you may know this prayer, but it goes, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, and the strength to change the things that you can, that you know, and the wisdom to know the difference. So sometimes no matter how hard you try, there's circumstances that you can't alter. There's just some things that you can't. It's not necessarily the universe doing it to you, but sometimes there's things happening for you for whatever reason, learning experience or whatever it may be. And you may be pushing and struggling and trying to force something out of the situation and not seeing what really is it's there for, what's there for you to see. So relax and ground and realize there's something there for you. This is interesting because we have the fate and the dice here, and it feels very much like the Wheel of Fortune card, which we had yesterday. It ended on the Wheel of Fortune, which is like good luck, you know, and it could be a transitioning from yesterday to today about your soulmate, this karmic soulmate as well. But so there's just some things that you You can't force, you can't control some things that's part of your fate. There's so much that we do. We are co-creators with spirit. Of course we are. I see it as a balancing thing. And there are days where you do a little less of the doing and you do a little more of the being and the accepting and just being in presence and awareness and let spirit take over. And then there's days where spirit does more of the just this soft presence, where you do a lot of the activity and the doing and the achieving and the goal focusing and orienting yourself towards. It's not wrong to be goal oriented, but to me it's important to know when to put that extra force in it, and then when to let go a little bit and let spirit take the wheel, you know. It's not every day that you do that though, so you have to remember it's not like every day you're gonna like, oh, let spirit take the wheel. It's not every day that happens, but a lot of days, and today seems to be one of those days where there's not a lot of things that you can do about this right now. There's more things that you can be and just be aware, be open, be reasonable, be accepting, be loving, just be on this day specifically. And some of the ways you can just be is grounding and being peaceful, at peace into yourself. So the grounding is in the earth element, I'm assuming. I would say that would be a good place for the ground and center. Yep. And so ground and center is talking about all these distractions that could get in the way. Sometimes they're distractions from your goals. Sometimes they're life being life and distracting you from just being present, just being in the moment, just being in the now. Sometimes you feel like you're being pulled in very many directions. And even if you really, if you're in a day where you're being pulled in lots of directions, you can still find a sense of grounding. In other words, you don't have to step away from everybody and go find some ground and put your feet in it. Or you can do that if you want to, but it could be also one of those things where you rise above the situation, you view it like an eagle, where you kind of nod at this and nod at the way these people need this and these people need this and these people are doing this, and you're just sort of floating above it, being there as a guide, as a helper, as assistance, as support, or something like that. Or kind of also lifting yourself away, your ego away from the situation, where it's not hurting you, affecting you necessarily. It's not about you. You're just letting it play out. Those are ways that you can step out of moments that kind of get you get you frustrated or get you upset. It's kind of like lift your spirit up like an eagle and just view it from a higher point of view. That feels sort of air-like. Now, if you have time to yourself, then definitely I recommend finding time to actually put your feet in the ground and get grounded and center. It's interesting. We had the Hermit yesterday, I think, didn't we? We had like this Virgo energy needing to get away from the world, and the ground and center feels a little like that, except he's not necessarily away from the world. It's like it's almost like he can find a spiritual place in the confusion and chaos sometimes. But another way is to go back to the last few days. We were talking about fire rituals. Some things you can do for yourself is to go outside, put your feet in the ground, your bare feet, or in the sand, or if you like. I mean, I know a lot of people don't really like to be barefoot, and it may feel a little weird, but you don't have to get dirty if that's what you're worried about. Like, you can walk outside with your shoes, just take them off and lay them on the grass, or lay them on the sand, or lay them in a nice fresh earth that may be potting soil or something. But the point is the earthing is this energy that's coming up from the earth, and it can't really get into your body through your shoes. And unless you're wearing a type of shoe that's like a moccasin or something, like animal skin or something like that. So depending on your shoes, but if you need something on your feet, then maybe something like that that's natural, like made out of natural materials. Then you can keep your shoes on. Otherwise, it's probably better to take your feet off your shoes off. There are things that they sell that have the same ability as like grounding that way, that you can like lay on, like a sheet that you can put underneath your mattress and absorb the same kind of energy. And it's a really, now that I think about it, I might do some grounding, because it's really good for joints and inflammation in your body. If you have anything like that, like arthritis and things like that, it's nice to go grounding. But it's also a really good spiritual meditative practice, just to ground and be at one. And see how like his grounding is sort of like Mama Gaia, Papa Sky, like celestial and earth connecting. I see this a lot in talking about as above, so below, and the sky and the earth. And interesting, yesterday's Wheel of Fortune had this as above, so below energy as well. And so these two cards could be, you're continuing this Wheel of Fortune energy. You're so close, I think, to winning something, to some kind of major goal, something big coming through, maybe a lot of money, maybe some kind of fortune coming through. But there's all this chaos and stuff around you that may be distracting you and making you think that it's not there. But I feel like it's way closer than you can imagine. So this is like, these days are like about giving you opportunities to get back into this energy, because you're so close to the wind that's coming through. You're so close to this abundance. Fire magic is yet another way of interesting, like these two are sort of like spells or methods of meditation, and this one is more of speaking words of affirmation and to tell yourself out loud. So like the combination of all three would be a great way to meditate, to send a message to spirit, and then also to receive this energy. And the fire magic is just really just amazing. It's this very strong energy, and sometimes it could be as simple as lighting a candle or as big as a bonfire, but you decide what works for you. It's a nice combination of elements, the air, the earth, and fire, bringing them together, verbalizing what you want, grounding what you want, and lighting a candle or incense or something to really just pull it all through. And practice some of those things. And email me if you would like any spells or incantations or affirmations to go with this, and I can help you out in that regard as well. I just feel like taking a chance. Money is coming through, some kind of exciting thing out of the blue is coming through, and it's like right there. You could grab it in any moment. So keep your head up, keep your head high. Don't let the confusion of the world around you bring you down or make you lose sight, because it's near. It's like right there. All right, I hope you like that. If you're just a pixie dust.